So fun fact, a lot of you guys didn't know about me, right? Right? And I'm only telling this story because a nephew of mine, he's about to go serve time in prison. And I've been to prison. Matter of fact, I've been upstate 5 times. I had caught 2 different prison beds, right? Let me tell you my story. A lot of people be surprised. Like, you've been upstate? Yeah. So he has to go do 5 years for a gun charge, right? And he's one of those little cool guys and stuff like that. But he's my nephew, so I know when he's scared. I know when he's terrified, right? But he comes and he's talking to me all sly and smooth and stuff like that. So he like, yeah, I'm gonna knock these 5 years off real quick, man. And you know what I'm saying? Probably got to go to the L or something. You know what I mean? And the way he's looking at me and insinuating, I'm like, okay, yeah, he need a little comforter. You know, he need to hear it's not that bad. It's not that bad. All right, so in New York State, the prison system here, man, we got some rough sections, man. I don't know if y'all ever heard of Elmira, Auburn, Attica, Sing Sing, a lot of mediums, a lot of maxes, you know what I mean? Rikers Island. All right, so he slides up on me all smooth and stuff like that, like, yo, hey, cheers to friends, guys. So yeah, so I said, nephew, listen, man, prison is bad. I'm gonna tell you about my prison experience, right? So in 1995, October 5th, I shot somebody in the chest, right? At different occasions, I actually used guns and been in gun battles, you know what I mean? And I'm real sneaky, so I always sneak up on people when I was younger, and then I would bang, 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 and go crazy, right? Thank God nobody ever died, though. All right, the guy that I went to jail for, he actually started this that day. They tried to jump me, you know what I mean? I was in a block by myself, and I had a pride problem, you know what I mean? Got an attitude problem, too. So I went back, did what I did, went to prison, okay? My first day, I remember walking in prison, right? And I didn't have people to tell me stories before I went like, yo, do this and do that, and yo, be like this and be like that. No, I was going up there fresh, green. I pull up to the prison, and they have a statue in front of Elmira prison, right? True story. A man holding a child's head while the child's on his knees, like this. Okay? Scary as hell. I seen that. I already decided who I was going to be when I got to prison. Him or her. I'm going to die being him. Okay? So automatically, my face is tough. Screwed up. I don't want to answer questions. I'm not talking to nobody. I'm seeing gay guys walk by with chests out here and just comfortable as hell in prison, just talking and laughing with COs and prisoners and and real chests, like dudes holding their hands, walking down a walkway. Yo, I'm talking about jail was reality in your face. All the bad stuff the world has in your face 24/7. Imagine every sin in the world in a prison. That's what prison is, okay? Just like the streets, but with no chicks. And police on you even harder than they are on the streets, all right? They run that shit with an iron fist. See in Marcy Prison here in New York State, a guy just got killed on TV. That's a regular Tuesday in New York State prisons. You don't go to prison in New York State worrying about the inmates. No. You go there preparing your body and your mind for the police. Because it's a gang against a gang when you get there. Lately, police starting to get what they've been paying for. You know what I mean? But back then, especially when I was going to prison, man, they had us on lock. I'm not going to lie. They get us one-on-one and lock us up in that box and get the wailing on our bodies. We got cuffs on. We ain't have nobody to call. And body cams and all that. We ain't have none of that. So I told my nephew this story. I'm telling him, listen, man, when you get there, just be yourself. Just leave all the childish shit back home. You know what I mean? Like, it's no game up there. You going up there with 5 years stressing about 5 you got to do, and somebody's been there already for 35 years and 40 years. And they looking at you like candy. They looking at you like freedom. How much time you got to do, young blood? 5? Oh, I wish I had your life. You're like, word? I'm cursed and you want this curse? Wow, you must got it bad. Yeah, it's people like that there, man. They ain't never coming home and all that. But but you got to remember, it's just the streets with no women. More police. It's just the streets with no women. More police. Because everything that's in the streets, which is a lot worse because there's more people, is in prison. Rapists, murderers. I mean, if I'm not sure if I can, but you got all these people, you know what I'm saying? Thieves. Everything God said don't do, these people are in there. I'm talking about numerously. Even the COs, the police, they got worse charges than some of the prisoners. They just didn't get caught. Or they well protected, you know what I mean? Because the way they treat you in there, their wife is like, you never see their wives come on the job bringing them dinner or nothing like that. Hell no, they nursing their wounds at home. They hurrying up and cooking dinner and getting shit straightened together and before his crazy ass get home. Oh yeah, prison is bad, man. So I'll tell him this story, man, because my nephew, like I said, my nephew, but yeah, I've been up there 5 times for 2 different bids on violations. And the time that I went, the worst that I've ever had, is not no scary place when it comes to the people, really. I mean, it's politics. As long as you know how to move in the street, you know how to move in prison. You know what I mean? As long as you know how to live normal, you know how to, you got to get, like I said, when you're in prison, you go to prison, you got to get rid of all that childish shit. You got to get rid of all that weird shit that you in there for. You got to get rid of all that shit. That's the correction part. But a lot of times people go there and they nurse that nasty shit and it gets better. They come home better thieves or better criminals mentally. They could do that black market shit and do all this Bitcoin and they look, man, you turn into scientists up there. You either turn to that or you turn into a worse monster. But prison is necessary. It's a necessary evil. Because you might, like I was up there for shooting somebody. That's terrible. Especially one of my own brothers. He looked just like, brother, dude looked just like me I shot. I shouldn't be shooting at it. What am I doing? You know what I mean? I shouldn't have did that. But when you get there, you notice, yeah, I'm a goddamn guppy in this pond. You know what I'm saying? Because it's more in your face. Because everybody laying next to you in each cell or each bunk is a criminal. No matter how light or how heavy, from a light felony to a heavy felony, they're all criminals. So your chances of being harmed are higher, of course, because now all these criminals with these crazy minds are locked together. And they like lockdown lions, rumming and bumping into each other. So it's going to be fights. It's going to be violence. It's going to be murders. It's going to be thievery. It's going to be homosexuality. It's going to be crazy. It's just more of it because it's more in your face because you're all locked together. So I tried to tell him these things to calm him down. And while I'm telling him these things, I'm getting more terrified that I was even there. Like, oh my God. I wanted to say, nephew, run. But at the time, at his age, you're thinking, I guess the unexpected is not scary as in some cases, you know what I mean? Because, like, if you don't know, like, nobody knows when they're going to die. So that's kind of scary. But in some aspects, not knowing is better. Just going through the process, you know what I mean? So maybe I should have just held back instead of putting that cape on because I turned into a hero and a villain at the same time telling him my process. You know what I'm saying? Because in certain times I've seen him relax during the story, but at certain times I see him, his shoulders start flexing like, man, I got to get ready. And then I see him relax, like, okay, so you do get to go to sleep at night. Yeah, you go to sleep, but good, you know what I mean, with one eye open though. And then his shoulders go back up, and I'd be like, oh gosh, he's nervous again. Okay, and you can work in the mess hall too. Cooking is like really relaxing, and then you just go to yard with everybody and work out. And dude's mad, Diesel in there, huh? Yeah, you can say that. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I don't know what to say. I shouldn't have said nothing, but man, maybe we should start talking about prison more often to our family members, to the children. You know what I mean? Instead of coming home and transforming and then growing and throwing that person, that was an experience right there that should be shared constantly. Children, please. Everybody, especially my people, that's doing the drill music and the running around with the guns and the gangs. Man, when I was shooting people when I was younger, I never looked forward to prison. I never thought I would get caught. I thought that was movie stuff. Like, I thought it was just too many people in the world. They can't just catch me. You know what I'm saying? For not forgetting, somebody can tell. She always got witness. Someone's going to be seeing it. And I'm doing what I did broad daylight all the time. Right? That's what I went to jail for. Right? So, yeah, prison is bad. Nephew, prison sucks, man. And then the loneliness that you get in there. Oh, I don't care how tough you are, because I seen murderers literally with not even putting their sheets in their cells, just in their cells like this some days, like, here you go, brother. You know what I'm saying? We all cry. You cry out here. So imagine the misery and sorrow because it's not just your body that's locked in, but your spirit too. Ooh. And your mind can only wander so far. Because the world, you start forgetting. You start forgetting the last street you lived on. Like, oh, was that? Oh, prison is bad. And then when you get home, you have to play catch up if you have no family to lean on or nobody to lean on. And normally when I came home, automatically what my friends would offer me was felonies. Here, man, you'll take this big package, man, and get to work and go out there and hustle. And I'm like, thankful at the time, but not thinking they offering me another felony just to go back. The blind leading the blind. Oh, I say that to say this, man. Nobody can handle prison. Nobody. Okay, let me just pick somebody that maybe a lot of people idolize. And I want you to look for these signs too real quick, okay? How about Big Meech? Big Meech just came home from the feds. The feds are a lot more comfortable than regular state prisons because the state prisons, right? The state prisons are the barrios. Those are the barrios. That's where it gets low. I'm talking about you got to walk around with shoes on and muddy rain barrios. Puerto Rico barrios. All right? The feds is like, the feds is the hood. You know what I mean? A couple shootouts and stuff like that. Some shootings here and there and stuff like that. A lot of robberies. But the barrios, you got people robbing people just for their gun because they ain't got no money. Give me your gun. You're like, you already got one. I want yours too. Oh, here. What else can I take from you? Get out my face. That's the barrios. That's prison. So, yeah, Big Meech. Look at that man's face. I ain't never seen that man smile so much. He ain't smiled that much in the club. In the clips they showing him in the clubs. Partying and dancing and all that and drinking. He ain't smiled that much. That man smiling at everything now. He happy about teeth. I get to smile again. They turned Big Meech into Meech. He don't want nobody call. Every time you call him Big Meech, like, yo, Big Meech, he get it. He jump like, just call me Meech. But he don't want to say it. He don't want to just say, just call me Meech, brother. Nobody want to go back to prison? Apologize, guys. My son calling me, asking me, Dad, can I hold a car for my birthday? No, boy. You got to get a permit. Apologize, y'all. My wife calling. She need to call for work because her car is acting up. So, I'm telling you, yo, nowadays you got to have at least 2 or 3 cars a piece. Each person should have 2 to 3 cars, man, because one's going to always act crazy. And you got to drop that off probably a whole month to get fixed. And then, you know what I mean? You don't want to keep riding the same car, turn it up. So, but yeah, guys, Prison. Oh my gosh. It's terrible. It's terrible. Yeah. I don't know why a lot of people come home or a lot of people be so, like when they come home, they always got traumatizing stories. Like, yo, like where did you get locked up from? You know what I mean? Like you were a criminal. Like how could you come home with these amazing stories? Like, yo, we had a gang fight in the yard and I pulled a shank everybody had a shank nowadays. Like everybody had a spiv and I had this and we went to wars and no, it's just like you didn't do that much in the streets. In the streets is worse. And here, you know what I mean? But it seems worse in prison because everybody there is the same. Criminals. Out in the street, you got pedestrians mixed in, civilians mixed in with criminals. You know what I mean? So, and there is like, you might think it's worse, but no, it's actually less because there's only about 1,200 of y'all. You know what I mean? 2,000 of y'all, whatever. But no, man, it's nothing to come. When you hear somebody come home and I was doing this, and prison was this, you know they lying because I'm telling you the truth right now. I promise you. I've been up there 5 times. I'm no gangster or tough. I'm not the toughest dude in the world. I ain't no killer or none of that. Guess what? Nobody ever took nothing from me. Nobody ever hit me and I didn't hit him back. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I probably swung first in most occasions. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? I've never joined a gang. I've never joined a Muslim organization or none of that. I roll with anybody that was real, but mainly I hung with people from the town because that's who we used to. You know what I mean? We used to, but I didn't just hang with just from the people. It was too many cool people in there that, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, don't get me wrong. I didn't hang out with just anybody. Like, your charge is this. You was doing what with a child? Work? Oh, no, not none of them. I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? Just cool brothers and sisters you meet. They decent people. They got caught up like you. I shot somebody who sold drugs. You know what I mean? When we bump heads from different cities, you be like, damn, yo, I could have grew up with this dude. Like, yo, he mad cool. You're like, yo, I want to see you in the town. Like, yo, I gotta come visit you, yo, when I get out. That's kind of people you meet, you know what I mean? Like, just like in the streets, but you meet some great friends, and then when they leave, you be sad. When you leave, they be sad. Like that type of friendship, man, because you with each other every day for years. You know what I mean? Until one of y'all moves to another jail, you move to another jail. So no, prison is not all that. If somebody try to glamorize that, it's a very miserable and stressing process, and all you have to get you through is each other. Friends you've never known before. Nobody you've never probably grown up with. Just a few people that from your city, where you from, but mostly like dudes from all over the world. You be like, yo, I gotta travel more. There's some cool people. I love these brothers. You know what I mean? And it ain't no crazy experience where you gotta watch people get strapped down and trapped up in the shower and get their manhood took. And you always constantly walking by a cell and seeing somebody get jumped. It's none of that. None of that. It's still respect. You know what I mean? As much as respect is in the street, it's in there. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, most criminals hide their criminal activities now because they're scared. Especially if they have some weird stuff like, yo, you know what I mean? Because a lot of times the weird ones get tortured. Like when I was a porter, I used to be a porter delivering trays and food. Like it was certain people I just didn't deliver to. I just couldn't see myself delivering to a dude that violated a child. You know what I'm saying? If anything, I'm throwing food in there. Like, yo, bro, like that's just, you know what I'm saying? That's just how it was, man. But yo, it's nothing crazy or scary. It's scary because you're going to a new place, a new world. You're thinking, you've never been in a cage, but what you're doing is God probably saving your life. I think God saved my life when I went to prison because the way I was out here acting, selling and shooting, and what? Somebody was done, and this city is a small city. Somebody probably was definitely going gun for me. Definitely. So I think God saved my life. Or I could have did something bad to some people. You know what I'm saying? So I had to go there to calm down, to get in that box, to be able to like get used to sitting my ass still. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? And have time to rearrange my mind a little bit. Like, yo, I need to, because my biggest fear in prison was coming home and failing. Just being broke, not having no hustle, just like, you know what I'm saying? Mad, wasted time I can't get back. And that was all real. Those was all real worries and real threats. See the thing ain't so bad when you going to prison, because the worst part about you going to prison is everybody you drag there with you. You dragging your kids there on visits, taking their time away from them when they need daddy at home. You dragging your wife there in spare time. She's tired as hell from dragging these kids and working and paying the bills. You dragging your mama and your daddy there. Some of them stress so much that they die before you even get home. Some of you can't even make it to the funeral because the guards is there being assholes. Going to prison ain't so bad on you. It's everybody behind you. Coming home is when prison get bad on you. Because now it's even worse. Now you're free, but still got a cage around you. Because you got parole, you got a curfew, you got to work, you're forced to get a job then. And then you got to take a job that's unlikely you wouldn't have took if you was just already free with no strings attached. You ain't going to work at McDonald's. But now you got to swallow that pride because you ain't in a rush to get back up there behind the mountains and being mushed all in your face by police. You know you can just mow and knock out. Nah, you're not going through that no more. So you're going to go home and you're going to shuck and jive. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know what I mean? And now you're home really looking like a sucker. And before you was all this thuggish, crazy dude running around with these ratchets, and now you all home calm. All this time your boys was telling you to chill, your pops, your moms. But you get up there locked up when these white folks say, calm down. Now you want to come home and calm down and act right? Oh, now they control you. You got to go to parole every Wednesday, and you there 15 minutes early all the time. All the time. So what do you want to be all this drill gangster rap and all this thug stuff? We don't see the future. Our problem is we don't take 5 minutes a day to just look at the future and see where you want to be at and then start working your steps to get there. We just wake up every day and be like, I hope it'll be a good day. Oh, I hope next week go good. No, we got to look further than that, man. We got to look further than that. And a lot of us don't want to look. I remember in career day in Nottingham High School, they gave me, it was career day, and I didn't know what the hell was going on. And we had to plan 5 to 10 years in our future. I said, that's impossible. What? But all other kids was just... I noticed a lot of us just was looking around at each other like... And when you see other one looking at you, you know they struggling with the same thing you struggling. So you look up in the air like you thinking like... And really you thinking like, yo, I'm dumb as hell. I'm fucked up. I don't know where... Because you didn't have these conversations. I didn't have nobody to teach me about bank accounts, buying houses and all that. No, I was outside pitching hard white just to bring some couple extra rice home. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I mean, when they say the pipeline to prison, like, yeah, man, the world is definitely against you, brother. So prison is definitely on 1 out of every 3 of us list. Guaranteed, because you're going to be pushed in there. You're going to be pushed. Me, on the other hand, I didn't have to be out there when I was younger selling drugs, carrying guns and all that. Because if I wasn't in that life when I was young and I was working and I would have sat down for 5 minutes and looked where I wanted to be and start taking the steps to be there, instead of just waking up every day and saying, damn, I hope it's a good day. Damn, I want to have fun today. Damn, I'm going to go take me a trip. Damn, I want to call this girl. Instead of just putting all that shit on hold and seeing where I wanted to be and start stepping there. That's why a lot of us need guys when we're little. And we always be like, oh, tell me what to do. I don't want to do. No, you need to listen. This shit is detrimental. It can save your livelihood. It can save your future. If you just take 5 minutes to shut up and listen, and then take another 5 to see where you want to be and get there. None of us had that patience, man. So doors is always open. Prison doors are so open that you have billionaires like Michael Jordan and all these guys buying prisons, putting stock in prisons. They're buying them and opening them and owning them personally. They're personally owning prisons because that is a crazy flip. That flip is better than when you buy a brick of cocaine and flip that. The prison flip? $60,000 each inmate a day? What? Talk about making money when you sleep. Nigga. Man, listen. It's easy to put them out of business, too. It's so easy to put them out of business. I'm living proof. I've been out here about 16 years. I ain't been back since. Word. And a lot of us have not. It's the waking up. It's the information age. It's time to wake up, folks. It's time to wake up, man. It is. So, nephew, when you see this tonight, nephew, I hope you pay attention to every word, nephew. What you're going to see when you go to prison, you're going to waste your time, buddy. That's the biggest thing. And you're going to have a lot of fears about coming home and failing because of this time that you missed. And that's how you're supposed to be thinking, because that's builds that positive fear. That's that positive fear. That fear that make you not turn and regress. It's that positive fear. It ain't no fear like, I'm going to go up here and be cut. I don't want to go up here and be... No. Think about the... Don't worry about... What you're doing is you're going to another block. You're going to another ghetto. Another barrio. That's where you're going. With new faces, and everybody's a stranger. You know what I mean? So what you're going to go in there and do is you're going to go in there and act like you're a civilian in the world. That's what you're going to do. You're going to go to commissary and buy your groceries. Okay? You're going to clean your cube, your cell. You're going to clean your house. You're going to mingle, make connections, meet new people. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Syracuse. He's from Brooklyn. Man, you like music too? Man, I love music, man. You produce? Man, I write. You're going to make connections, or you're going to become the better criminal when you get there. That's what's going to happen, nephew. And to all y'all that's facing prison time right now, or thinking about being a thug or a gangster or rad or cool or just cowabunga. You know what I mean? Man, slow down, take 5 minutes and think, where do I want to be? And get off your ass and start making them steps. Don't wait for mommy. Don't wait for dada. Don't wait for uncle. Don't wait for friend. You were born alone. Get your ass to where you got to go alone and keep God first. All right? And have patience. Learn meditation. Sit your ass down. And remember, once again, when shit get hard, where am I going? Where am I going? I got knocked off my path for a second. Where am I going? And get your ass up and start going again to make those steps to get there. Don't make the mistakes I made.